On the 16th day of VLOGMAKWANZAAKKAH, my true love gave to me from 0 to 60 with Wreck-It Ralph. So let's get cracking! Welcome back, all my explorers, to Loren's Adventures Out There. And if you're new, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. My name is Loren, and I'm with Castle Escapes and Clones, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. We talk Disney, Pixar, Lucasfilm, Marvel, The Muppets, 20th Century, ABC, Hulu, Disney Plus. If it's Disney, we're talking about it. So if you like that kind of content, we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. So we're continuing our series from 0 to 60, where we look at the films of the Walt Disney Animation Studios in chronological order. We started with Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and we'll go to the 60th film, Encanto. And today we are talking about one of my favorite Disney films. That is 2012's Wreck-It Ralph. Wreck-It Ralph takes place in the video game world and tells the story of an unlikely friendship between Ralph, a video game villain who wants to be a hero, and Vanellope, an acerbic glitch who wants to be a racer. Vanellope makes Ralph help her get into the race in order for him to get back his hero reward that she found. But there are ominous undertones in the video game that threaten her chances as well as her very existence. The idea for Wreck-It Ralph was born actually in the 1980s as a movie called High Score. It was developed and redeveloped again and again. In the 90s, it was called Joe Jump, and in the early 2000s as Reboot Ralph. It eventually became Wreck-It Ralph, with a screenplay written by Phil Johnson and Jennifer Lee, and a story by director Rich Moore, Johnson, and Jim Reardon. In the original story, there was a fourth game called Extreme Easy Living 2 that was similar to Slaughter Race in Ralph Breaks the Internet, but the filmmakers found that adding it would overcomplicate the story and confuse audiences. The three video games featured were Fix-It Felix Jr., a 8-bit Donkey Kong style game, Sugar Rush, a kawaii Japanese racer game, and Hero's Duty, a first-person shooter similar to Call of Duty. The filmmakers very much wanted to feature as many video game characters as they could. They would write them in and hope that they could get the rights, but they could easily swap them out if they weren't able to get them. But Disney worked very diligently to get the rights, and sometimes it would work, and sometimes it wouldn't work. For example, the filmmakers wanted Bowser from the Mario Brothers world to make an appearance. Nintendo was receptive, but only under the condition that the Mario Brothers have a significant role. And sadly, the filmmakers could not find a place, and Bowser was cut. But the film did include several video game characters, including those from Pac-Man, Street Fighter, Q*bert, Dig Dug, Frogger, and Sonic the Hedgehog, to name a few. There are also multiple inside references to the video game world. The cast featured John C. Reilly, Sarah Silverman, Jack McBrayer, and Jane Lynch as the major characters. The music was composed by Henry Jackman, with original songs by pop groups Owl City, AKB48, and Buckner and Garcia. Robert Lopez and Kristen Anderson Lopez wrote a song, but it was eventually cut. Box office wise, the film made a respectable global total of $496.5 million, coming in number one in its opening weekend. Critically, Wreck-It Ralph scored 87% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes, with a critical consensus saying, equally entertaining for both kids and parents old enough to catch the references. Wreck-It Ralph is a clever, colorful adventure built on familiar themes and joyful nostalgia. 6 years later, a sequel called Ralph Breaks the Internet was released, featuring Ralph and Vanellope on an adventure on the internet. So, what did I think of Wreck-It Ralph? Again, like I said at the beginning, it is one of my favorite films, my favorite Disney animated films. It's probably in my top 5. I just love it so much. Like, I just think that the story is great. I like the message in it, that you should be who you are. You don't have to change who you are to be great. You know what I mean? And there's like a anti-bullying message in here that I really enjoy. I think Sarah Silverman is a crack up, and her chemistry with John C. Reilly is amazing. I love the music to the film, both the score and the songs. Sugar Rush is always in my head, and the song by Owl City, When Can I See You Again, is just such an anthem now in the Disney universe, where it was used in Paint by the Night, and so it's always in my head as well. I just love it. I'm obsessed with the Sugar Rush racers. Like, I literally know all their names, like Francis Fluggerbutter, Gloyd Orange Boar, Jubilina Bing Bing, Zachy Minty, you name it. I can probably tell you which one of the Sugar Racers I'm looking at. So it's just a fun movie, and I just love it. So I highly recommend it if you haven't watched it. It's actually got a lot of heart and emotion to it. I cried during this movie. So again, highly recommend Wreck-It Ralph. Go watch it if you haven't watched it already. Alright, well, that is it for today's From 0 to 60. Let me know what you thought of Wreck-It Ralph in the comments below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Alright, so now we are going to look at day 16 on our advent calendar. It is another gingerbread house. Oh, and this time, yay! It is Little Brother in front of Mulan's house. This is one that I definitely wanted. Try and do this. Oh, my face is in here. Okay, and you can see the lotus flower up there, and you can see her clothing colors down below, what she would wear as ping. What a great pin, and obviously Little Brother is there. So yay, I'm so glad to have gotten this pin. Alright, if you had fun today, we'd love it if you would subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. Visit us on all of our socials down below. Visit our website at www.castlescapesandclones.com. We've got different content from the YouTube channel there. Alright, with that, we will see you later. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye!